Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne, and I got to thinking today about environments. What kind of environment we place ourselves in or we stay in affects our lives. You know, I believe that environments do shape our lives. And of course, we can shape our environment as well. And I believe that there are environments that promote positivity and environments that promote negativity. I got to thinking about one of the places that I lived when I was very young. Now, this is before I moved to California. I was a teenager and I left for what I call the big city, but it was really a small city in an Appalachian area. And it was really a lot of poverty there. But I got me a job. I got me a hostess job, and I thought I was just belle of the ball. And I was only there a very short time, but I did date a guy there who was really had so much potential. He just had so much potential. He was very good looking. And sometimes when I'm sitting up late at night, many years later, I will look up people's names just out of curiosity, what they look like, what they're doing. Not that I'm interested in any way of reconnecting at all. And it was just a very brief time that we dated. And I found out he had died. And I thought, oh my gosh, he was so young. He was so young. He was my age, but he died about 6-7 years ago, which would have made him even younger. And I thought, what happened to him? Because he was very healthy. He was very healthy-minded. And of course, anything could have happened, and I'm speculating. But I also believe that the environment played a big role in what happened to him. It was an unhealthy environment. People had a lot of unhealthy habits, and those unhealthy habits can rub off on each other. And was it that, or was it something else? I don't know. But it really got me to thinking about how environments do play a part in our lives and how they can shape our lives and how they can affect our lives for the positive or negative. Yes, there's no environment that's entirely perfect. There's no environment that's entirely positive or probably entirely negative. But I think that there are some environments that promote a better lifestyle, or at least have a better lifestyle available if you choose it. Most environments have negative and positive, but some environments are more difficult to find the positive, and there's more negative than positive. Other environments, you have a balance, and some environments are more positive than negative. And yet it's what we ultimately seek out. So even in a negative environment, we can probably find the positive if we're really searching for it, if we don't let that negativity affect us first. And so often the negativity can affect us first, leaving us in a negative way in life, meaning we have negative habits, we have negative relationships, we have negative things that we do daily because, well, that environment shaped us to be who we are. And so truly, I believe that, it can affect us. Our environments do affect us. And so I've lived in many different environments throughout my years. I've lived in environments that were not so good. The areas that I either grew up in or later went to as an early young adult or a later teenager. There were a lot of people that had bad health habits, that weren't progressing in life. They weren't going for their dreams. They were just basically surviving day to day, many by choice. They could have made the change, but I made that change. I got myself out of those environments, went to California, where it had positivity and negativity, but I sought out the positive. The positive was more available to me than it had been in other environments. So it was a negative, but I didn't seek out the negative. I avoided the negative to the best of my ability, and I sought out the positive. And for that reason, I was able to build the kind of life that I did. And so then later, I met my husband, and we traveled around the world, and we lived in many different environments, and we settled ultimately into an environment that we love. But along the way, we also had environments that we loved as well. And now today, we love where we live, but we chose this environment. We chose the town, the location, the area. So, like I said, areas can have negative or positive All of them can. It's what we seek out. It's just that some environments promote more positive than other environments. It'll still likely have negatives, but we can do our best at avoiding them. But if the positives are more readily available and we're going in that direction, we're more likely to go towards the positive and have a positive outcome and a positive lifestyle. Hopefully talk to you soon again. May God bless you. Bye-bye.